Welcome back to part 2 of What If Padme Was Killed by Aurra Sing. Thank you to all of you who watched the first part of this video. To recap what happened in the episode in the event you haven't seen it, the death of Padme and Aurra Sing's capture of Ahsoka had sent Anakin down the path of the dark side. With the support of Obi-Wan, Anakin had killed the imprisoned Zero the Hutt, then retrieved his Padawan from the clutches of the bounty hunter. In the funeral of Padme Amidala, Anakin had stopped the bounty hunter Sarge Ventress from kidnapping 2 Pantorans, as one politician looked on. Supreme Chancellor Palpatine had been quietly pleased by the death of Senator Amidala, as she had been opposed to many of his moves in the Senate. Soon his home planet would be delegating one of their representatives to take the place of the senator, and given his weakness to manipulation, Jar Jar Binks needed to be the new senator for Palpatine's plans to be accelerated. After the funeral of Senator Amidala, Palpatine discussed appealing to the remaining Gungans, following the annihilation to most of their population by the Separatists. Anakin and Obi-Wan return to Coruscant, where they meet with Representative Binks, and the Gungan is eager to be the Senator of Naboo. The Jedi are skeptical about letting Jar Jar take such an important role, and leaving Anakin to go to the medical center to visit his Padawan. Obi-Wan joins the council to discuss who should take the position of Padme. The Jedi decide to make their own plans for promoting Jar Jar, and they would ensure that a Jedi Master was at his side at all times, to prevent any form of manipulation. Returning to the Grand Republic medical facility, Obi-Wan saw Anakin with an equally enraged Ahsoka, and together they embarked on a mission to eliminate Sarge Ventress. The Jedi Master ordered the Jedi to be patient, and as if by fate, they received a transmission from Admiral Yularen reporting of a full-scale attack on his Venator-class Star Destroyer. The 3 Jedi mobilized their battalions on Coruscant's military landing platform before taking to the skies in their Republic gunships to join forces with their military admiral. Upon their entry into the Sullust system, Anakin and Obi-Wan used their starfighters to guide the clones and take out the opposing droid tri-fighters, who were decimating the engines of Yularen's flagship. Amidst the chaos, Ahsoka's squadron spotted a fan-bladed starfighter of Ventress, but the Jedi Padawan sensed something different in the Force, emanating from the dark side user. Requesting for Anakin and Obi-Wan to move to her position, the 2 Jedi can also sense Ventress, and they just move away in time to see a starfighter tumbling into the hangar of one of their ships. Anakin and Obi-Wan leave Ahsoka to command their forces, and with his immense hatred, Anakin started to choke Ventress before she had even lifted the canopy open to their ship. The Night Sister revealed through her constricting throat that Dooku had betrayed her, and she was not working for the Separatists, convincing Obi-Wan to demand for her to be released. As the battle began to turn back to the Republic, Ventress could see the hate within Anakin and requested for the Jedi to go to her home planet of Dathomir, as if they had any hope of defeating her master. The Jedi and the Night Sisters would need to combine their forces. Once Ahsoka had returned from her battle, the Jedi decide to accept the offer, but proceed with caution as they follow Ventress, who had borrowed one of the Republic's starfighters. Landing on the planet of Dathomir, the initial hostility from the Night Sisters is broken by Talzin, who guides the Jedi into her lair, whilst Ventress is being healed. The leader of the clan discusses her plan to kill the Sith, with the aid of her most talented warriors, but the Jedi knew that Dooku would be prepared, and a different sort of ambush is planned. Once Ventress had healed, the Jedi mobilized a small legion of clone troopers to create a diversion, and descending from a Republic gunship onto the tallest tower of Dooku's castle, they dropped several detonators into one of the auxiliary rooms. Once they detonated, the Sith awoke from his slumber and ignited his blade to try and find the source of the commotion. The smoke detonators, which the clone troopers had also placed, provided a sufficient distraction for the Jedi to breach the defences of the castle and charge to the Sith apprentice. Working together with the invisible Night Sisters, Anakin led a hate-fueled frenzy against Dooku, trapping him on the stairs to his throne. With his lightsaber thrown out of the window, the Sith subtly activated his holoprojector and tried to summon the services of General Grievous, and the figure of the droid general declared that he would be there to save his master. Anakin had no intention of giving Grievous the opportunity, but before he could kill Dooku, the Sith activated the hologram of Darth Sidious, and the hooded Sith Lord coldly announced they had failed him for the final time, and choked him to his death across the galaxy. One Sith had fallen, but another still remained. That is it for part 2 of What If Padme Was Killed by Aurra Sing. If you'd like to see a part 3 soon, please like this video, turn on that notification bell, click that subscribe button on this channel, as well as some other channel What If films. And as always, leave a comment on what if you'd all like to see next, and how I can improve my videos. Thank you all very much for watching, and see you next time.